Alright, so I've taken a second after that race session ended for me and figured, let's use it as an opportunity to learn, see what maybe I could have done differently, try to get a sense of what actually happened there, and take something positive from it versus a pretty poor finish. So, for some context, number 3 car starting third. Shook the field was something like 2,000, a little over 2K, some of that range. Um, get a pretty good start. Really wasn't 100% sure how to kind of come into T1, so I definitely overshot it. I should not have accelerated there as much as I did. Pushed me wide. We actually made contact with the guy that we eventually make real contact with. So at this point, I'm feeling pretty solid. I'm in P2. I know he's there. I don't know exactly how far away he is. I can't see him. I can see his nose actually. I've got 193 degrees field of view, so I can just barely see his nose out the corner of my pot. I can't see it when I'm looking forward, but looking straight at it, I can see it. So I don't know exactly where he is. I know he's out there. I know it's not clear. I know I'm well aware of that. But I know I've got position on him. So my mentality at this point is to stay in the middle of the track. He's got the outside lane, which he has the racing line effectively. I'm going to stay in the middle of the track and just basically go into turn 3. Yeah, I guess technically turn 3. I'll have the inside position on turn 3, make the pass, and move on with life. So that's my mentality at this point. And so from my perspective, as that happens, I feel like basically I just got hooked. If I'm sitting in the car from this perspective, I don't feel like I'm going to the right. In the moment, I don't feel like I'm going to the right. I feel like I get my right rear hooked and I get destroyed. That's how I look at it in the moment as it happens. And I don't know what, as soon as I get that sensation of I'm losing the back end, I'm thinking I've pissed off the guy behind me and he just stuck in it and came a little bit to the left and hit me. That's what I'm thinking. So just one more time through this, we'll look at it at different angles. I'd love to hear some other perspectives. I'd love to hear what other people think about this, because I don't think it's as cut and dry as I think it was in the moment, or I don't. It's not 100% one direction. So full speed there, and I'll let you see it from another person's perspective. So he gets a decent little jump. He kind of blinks out for a hot second there. You look to the left, you see me coming in pretty hot. I definitely come out. We touch a touch. Touch a touch? We do touch a touch. So it's pretty much his left front to my right rear, pretty much square on. Like nobody's bouncing around or anything like that. We get a 0x for it. He does have to go out a touch wide. I don't know whether he did that as a result of seeing me come out, or I guess come towards him a little bit, or whether it was a result of the contact. I'm not really sure, but he goes a little bit out right there, and then he goes for a ride. So as you just saw, before I started talking, I'm going to show you the replay as it all happened. This is me coming back a few minutes later after I had a second to relax and take a look at it and try to learn something from it. So I showed you, and I was kind of quiet, just kind of looking at the whole incident as it played out immediately after. But yeah, I want to try to just go through this a little bit more objectively if I can. So I come out, we make a touch contact right there. He has to go a little wider as a result. Whether it's actually the contact or if I'm him, I'm scared, right? I see a dude who's definitely gone wide through turn 1. Certainly makes the corner. I make the corner, no problem. But if I'm in his position, I don't know that. I don't know what's going on over here. All I see is there's a car. It's gone a little bit out. We've made a little bit of contact. And I'm going to play somewhat conservative and just try not to get collected in this person's problem, right? That's where I would be thinking. So he gets it. He makes the corner. He's fine. He was lined up. Turns a little bit to the left, which I'm not 100% sure why. I think he realizes maybe that was a bad idea and then starts to turn a little bit to the right and then straightens it out. I appear to be coming to the right from his vantage point. And then we touch and then it's game over. So definitely interesting. When you look at it from his view, I definitely look to be coming to the right. And when you look at it from mine, I mean, I can't see him, so I don't know. So let's take a look at it from my perspective one more time, from this angle, actually. So we can tilt it a little bit so we can see. So from my angle, you know, like I said, I know he's going to be there, so I'm trying to stay in the middle of the track, which I am. I am definitely leaning to the right. I mean, I think it's reasonable for me to expect him to be a little bit closer to the curb. That's, I don't know. I guess in the moment I definitely would have expected him to be closer to the curb. I guess he doesn't have to be. He can be wherever he chooses to be. If you look at it from that point of view, clearly, if you just look at this, crease in the asphalt, his nose quite clearly comes to the left. But if you just kind of get a feel for this gap here, it's tight right there, and it begins to open up as I come towards the right. So there's some net code there too. I think either way, we're gonna make some contact. So yeah, I don't know. I think in the moment, I don't really know what I would have done differently. From the vantage point that I had, in my cockpit view, not seeing him out here, I guess turn one, lap one, maybe play a lot more conservative and play a lot closer to the left side of the track. I don't know that it would have really hurt me. I would have been on the inside lane anyway for the next corner. At some point, I've got to come over, right? I can't completely cut off that corner. I can't do that to myself. I don't, who knows? I'd actually love to talk to the person and just get a sense of like, hey, were you mad that we made contact and you were trying to pinch me down? Were you mad that we made contact and like you were like, I'm gonna send this dude? Like, I can't imagine it's that, quite honestly, because in these sorts of cars, in this situation, like you're gonna ruin your own race, obviously. So I can't imagine it's anything like that. But yeah, I don't know. And the interesting thing too, I think, is as you watch it from his cockpit view, you don't. Obviously, you can watch his wheel turn, and that gives it away. But if you just kind of forget the wheel and just look forward, it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like he's moving that much to the left. Clearly, he is. I'm not like giving the dude a pass or anything. At the end of the day, it's a racing incident, in my opinion. I do think he should have been a little bit more to the right. Maybe I should have been a little bit more conservative turn one, lap one, but. Yeah, unfortunately, I think, it's just one of those things. Sometimes it goes that way, and unfortunately for me, it went that way. Lost a ton of rating. I don't even want to look at my safety rating for that one. At least it's only 4x, so I guess it's not terrible, but I didn't accomplish a corner, so that probably doesn't bode well. Car obviously had too much damage to continue, so that was my race. So, yeah. Not really sure. I'd love to hear what you have to say, quite honestly. I think it's really easy to just kind of say, oh, it's this dude's fault. I'm angry. And in the moment, I probably was, but, take an opportunity, look at the replays, try to look at it from somebody else's point of view. And if nothing else, just try to take something away from every encounter. At the end of the day, like, if I just closed it, didn't go back, look at it like this, probably not going to learn a lot from it. If nothing more, just try to learn something. So. Anyway, I was hoping to bring you a good race. Didn't happen, but something to talk about. So please let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Yeah, see you in the next.